What's up, guys? Welcome to Rad Cars. Rad here, and today is the first episode of Interviews in Supercars. And before the first episode starts, I just wanted to introduce the segment and tell you guys why I'm starting this. So the reason I'm starting it is because one thing I've learned that in life you need to follow your passion and start a business out of your passion, and that's how you should make money if you want to be successful. Because if you're not doing something you're not passionate about, you're not really going to be successful because it's going to feel like work. So when it doesn't feel like work is when, you can really grow it and become successful at it. But another thing I've learned, especially recently, is that not everyone knows what their passion is in life. So they need to try new things. You need to hear about the experiences of other people in different industries, different businesses, to see that, oh, wait, maybe this is something I'm going to be really passionate about. So the reason I'm starting this is so maybe I can help some of you find your passion through the people in different industries that I'm going to interview. So, you could be watching a video about someone in real estate and what they did is very interesting to you and you think that's something you'll be passionate about, and, you get started in real estate. So that's really my goal here, and obviously it'll be in supercars, so it'll be very fun and very interesting. I hope you guys like it. If you have any feedback on this segment, please let me know. I won't be offended, and thank you for watching. Alright guys, welcome to the first episode of Interviews in Supercars with Sergio.
What's going on, guys?
He started a very successful online brand from scratch, and he's going to tell us a story while we're in the car. First things first, he's going to choose a car. Do you want to take the Urus out or the GT3 out?
I think you know my answer, man. This one right here.
Alright, so it looks like first episode's going to be with the GT3. Alright guys, so let's get right to the first episode. First things first, seatbelts. Sergio's ready, he's already got his seatbelt on.
Let's do it.
Car's already on too. Had to let it warm up, it's a little cold. So, let's go. Alright, so we have my friend Sergio here. He started a very successful brand, you said 7 years ago. And he's grown it all by himself with his business partner. They didn't get outside help, and he's here to tell us his story, how he did it, why he did it, what made him do it. So Sergio, let us know how you started, why you started, and tell us your story.
Yeah, man. It all started when I turned 19 and I was going to community college at the time. Every day I would go, I would really kind of dread that cycle of going to school and taking tests, and just I always kind of stressed in school and getting good grades and whatnot. So I needed an exit plan, and I saw e-commerce as a way to leverage something to have an exit plan. So I started selling a lot of things on eBay, getting into that world of shipping products out. And then one day I was at my cousin's house, and my business partner in this company, and we were talking about how I'm selling things on eBay and he was selling things through his Instagram.
Oh, that's very cool.
Through his following, and we kind of got an idea, and we wanted to do something together and collaborate, where I ship the products out, he he does something on his Instagram.
Yeah, so it was a good marriage.
And we just move some volume together, make a quick buck. We didn't see anything long term with it. So I went and did some research, tried to see something we would resonate with, something we'd like, and I ended up finding a factory that makes carbon fiber accessories. Right away, a light bulb kind of flicked, because we grew up around cars, we love cars, we grew up photographing them, so it was something that really resonated with us. And another thing was, there was no one on the market really making these carbon fiber accessories at an affordable price.
So you guys were the first ones, huh?
Not the first ones, but we wanted to kind of...
Yeah, you were the first big ones. I remember this guy's company. But this is so I know Sergio personally, but before I knew him, I knew all about his company because it was all over this guy is very good at marketing. But I'll let him tell you guys the rest of the story.
So we had this company actually design us a money clip, and their MOQ, which was their minimum to purchase anything from their factory, it was an amount that equated to $300. And literally all I had in my bank account at the time was $320.
Wow.
So I was going to school, I was stressed out. I had just spent like the month before maybe $500 on like books and whatnot. And I'm like, you know what, with this last 300, I'm gonna pull the trigger and I'm gonna see where this goes. So I went ahead.
The last $300 you had to your name, you started. You used to start this company.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we went ahead and purchased the inventory. Inventory came in. I met up with my cousin, and we decided to name it Simply Carbon Fiber. And we went with that name. We didn't want to name it like Carbon Fiber Money Clip Company or something related to that product, because we knew this was going to be something bigger in the future that would have, you know, multiple categories, because we were so passionate about this material. So we named it that night, and you know, we uploaded the first photo on my business partner's Instagram, and overnight we sold our entire batch.
Wow.
And this was kind of...
So, sorry to cut you off. How much did your initial $300 become after that first batch?
I think it like 5x.
So you turned that 300 into 1,500 with your very first batch. Your very last $300, you turned into $1,500. That's
around
amazing.
that.
That's amazing.
And then when we flipped that first initial batch, we were still selling the money clips on eBay. We didn't have any website, any sort of like legit branding for the product.
Yeah.
So we flipped that initial batch, and then we met up and we were like, okay, what do we do now? Should we continue selling these? Should we just cash out, you know, what we made and do something else? And then we just looked at each other and we're like, let's just invest all the money back in and purchase as much as we can with the amount that we made. And then that same mentality led on all the way until our like 50th product launch, where we would make the money from the products and just dump it back in. Make the money, dump it back in. Make the money, dump it back in. And for the first 3 years, we didn't see any money for ourselves. We were so consumed by growing the brand, and we still are, that we didn't want the money. We just wanted to grow the brand into the direction that we dreamed of since we were kids. And I think today, you know, we've gone pretty far with that vision and passion, and we've grown it into something that if I went to my, you know, 6-7-year-old self and I found this website when I was this young, I would literally buy every item in this website.
Yeah.
Like, I've built what I dreamed to have as like a 6 or 7-year-old kid that has a big passion for cars. So that's kind of how I got started.
There you go. So you made your business out of your passion. That's the way to do it, right?
I did.
So how many products? So you started with one product, which was 7 years ago, with your last $300, which was a money clip. How many products do you have now? 7 years later.
Product-wise, we count our products with SKUs because there's different sizes, different styles.
How many SKUs do you have?
Probably around 140 SKUs.
140 different SKUs. Now he went from using his last $300 to make a money clip. Now 130 SKUs.
Around that, yeah.
Amazing. So see that just shows that you gotta risk sometimes in order to be successful. Now, off of that, what do you think the most important advice you could give to people is the most important trait? What do you think they need to have the trait in order to become successful?
I think the most important trait to have, I know it's a bit cliche, but everyone always says, you know, don't give up. There are different ways of looking at that. The way I look at it is if you do something and you're extremely passionate about it, no matter what you go through, no matter how many ups and downs you go through, it's gonna stick. You're gonna do anything to keep it alive. And I think with this brand, I could speak on behalf of it because I've been through very low lows and also very high highs. I've opened up other brands while having this brand, and I always come back to this one brand because it's something I'm so passionate about, and it's something that I will, bet everything on to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere, and I won't give up on it. So I think you need to be, if you don't have that passion behind what you're building, when you do hit a hardship with whatever you're building, you're gonna quit, you're gonna give up. But if you're really passionate about it, when you hit those hardships, you will go through whatever it takes, to make sure that you come out of it alive, you come out of it successful.
So going off of that, what was the biggest hardship you faced while starting and owning this business, and how did you overcome it?
One of the, I would say we've had multiple big hardships, but speaking off one, early on in our brand years, I think this was around 2016, we decided to outsource our fulfillment. So instead of shipping our products in-house, we decided to outsource it to someone, to ship it for us.
Yeah.
And this warehouse was fairly new. It didn't have that much, reputation. Our idea was we wanted to go someone new so we can build with them and build like a relationship with someone very new. So we went ahead and went with this partner. And during our Black Friday event, we had a pretty high volume of sales on that weekend, and they ended up botching up maybe like 65-70% of our orders.
Wow.
And that was an absolute nightmare to deal with.
So they sent your customers the wrong products?
Yeah, they were sending the customers like different products, different SKUs, and we were just issuing refunds left and right, and we had a very big loss, not only financially, but with our reputation.
Yeah.
And a loss financially, I would rather take that any day, but when a loss is happening for your reputation, that in itself is, you can't put a price tag on that. So, we took a big financial hit just to make sure, customers were not leaving those nasty reviews saying they got the wrong items, this and that. Our brand has just gotten so much more stronger since that. And that's how I kind of look at things when you go through those hardships. You just come out stronger when you're done with them.
Yeah.
At the time, they seem like they're never going to end. But when you do go through them and you do get out of them, it just makes you so much more clear. It makes you so much more laser focused on what you want. And overall, it just makes you a better businessman. So I never look at those things as negatives. I always look at them as how can we make things better? How can we keep improving? It's just a little bump in the road. We can't dwell over it. We got to learn from it and grow faster and grow bigger.
What do you think the easiest part of your business is? Or your favorite
part? Well,
your favorite and the easiest.
My favorite part of this business, honestly, is that I get to explore my creativity with it. I get to design different products I love. I get to be behind main marketing for the product, and that in itself honestly just feels like I'm living a dream, because I could design exactly what I want and put it out to the world, and it's something I enjoy. I don't feel like it's a job. So that has to be my favorite part of running this company.
And if someone's interested in starting a brand today, an e-commerce store today, what would your biggest advice to them be when they're starting out?
My biggest advice that I give anyone that's starting out, it is a biased opinion. A lot of people disagree with this, but one thing I took from a teacher I had in college, and I'll take this advice for the rest of my life, is he once sat down with me, told me a very valuable quote, and that quote was, "You can't build a building from the top down." And what that means is you have to lay out your foundation before running to the top of a brand. You have to learn how to walk before you can run. A lot of times when people think of an idea, it's a big idea. They think they want to get a loan. They want to make it, you know, the best product right off the bat. They haven't proven a concept. They just want to be like that top Louis Vuitton brand before really, you know, walking. They want to run. So the advice I would give is just give it a shot. You know, before you think perfection, just get in there and, you know, give it a shot. It doesn't have to be perfect, and prove your concept along the way before you think about that top.
Away from the business talk, this is obviously a car channel. This is a car show. What is your favorite car?
Oh man, I think my favorite car, and this will always be my favorite car since I was a little kid, is the Ferrari Enzo.
Oh man, have you driven it before?
I haven't, but I've been in it a few times. Growing up, we had a close friend that owned one, and we would go to car shows together, and it was always a blast.
Beautiful. And when do you think you're gonna get one?
Man, I guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah, so maybe it's the next video. Next video is delivery video of Sergio's Enzo.
Video.
That's amazing, man. Well, what do you think of this GT3?
Unreal, man.
Yeah.
I remember
like it?
when you picked it up, man, and we floored it for the first time.
Obviously on a closed course.
I've never felt anything like it, man. It feels like
course.
a go-kart. I was telling you last time, and it's a great car to have.
Yeah. It is. It's really truly one of a kind. Well, I think that does it for our first episode with Sergio, founder of Simply Carbon Fiber. A really good brand, actually. He didn't pay me to say this, but his products are really, really high quality, which is one of the reasons why I think he's become so successful, because he doesn't cut corners when it comes to quality. He searches for the best, and I've purchased a lot of their products. He didn't pay me to say this. This is not paid, I guarantee you guys. But, you know, so going off of that, it's very important you give your customers a high quality product and you don't cut corners. Learning from Sergio here. Thank you, Sergio, again. And we'll end it with a little tunnel run here. A little bit of traffic, but thank you guys for watching the first episode